Hi, Mya.
Hi, Yolanda.
How are you?
I am good. I'm good. Thank you for having me this morning.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's my pleasure indeed. And I'm going to tease you for a minute. How does it feel that you could possibly be? I'm already going to call it as it is, the first sister.
Oh my goodness. I would say both surreal but also exciting, and exciting not just because, of course that would be exciting. You have one sister and she becomes the president of the United States, but honestly exciting because I know what she would do if she became president of the United States for so many people and lift so many people up. And so for me, that really honestly is what the big excitement is I just know things will be so much better.
I'm sure because, you grew up with this lady. What was she like growing up? As a sister, as a big sister, your older sister there.
Well, she is a big sister. So, they were good, she's very protective. Let me put it, I will say that. She's very protective.
I could tell.
Yes, you could tell. She still is very much that way. She was, she showed herself to be a leader from such an early age. She was, fearless and courageous, and she's always stood up to bullies. She doesn't back down from challenges. She has always stood up for vulnerable people. Been telling people about her best friend Stacy from kindergarten, who's still one of her very good friends today, that when they were in kindergarten and out on the play yard, there was another kid that was picking on Stacy, and Kamala stood up for Stacy and, wasn't going to have her friend be bullied. And the other child picked up, I can't remember if it was a rock or a stick, and hit Kamala, real close to her eye. And she still has a scar there from that. But, from kindergarten. And then, of course, talk about good friends and kind of loyal people. She and Stacy are still good friends to this day. But, similarly, when she was in high school, she had a friend, Wanda, who was being abused, actually, molested by her stepfather.
Wow.
And when Kamala found out, Kamala said to Wanda, "We cannot have this happening to you. You need to come stay with us." And she came home and asked my mom whether Wanda could come stay with us until we figured out what was going on. And of course, my mom said yes. But that's who Kamala is, and who she's always been. She's always been a leader. She's always looked out for people. She's always lifted up people, wanted to protect vulnerable people. And that's what she's done her whole career and really her whole life. And I know it's what she'll do if she's president of the United States.
And, coming from family and, I see the support, her family, everybody's around her. So obviously, you could just tell by the dynamics of the family that if you guys believe in her, you could see us feeling it. We could see it, we could feel it as well.
It's so true, Yolanda. We actually, speaking of family, I was just in Savannah last week, because I know some of your listeners are, from Savannah. I was just in Savannah last week with my brother-in-law campaigning. And what was so wonderful was it was actually the first time we got a chance to campaign together, because we have been all spread out across the country, the whole family, really getting out there, talking to people, helping people get to know who Kamala is and what she has always stood for, so that they know that they can be confident in the fact that she's going to fight for them when she's elected president. But, we were at Savannah State. And then this past weekend, this past week, I got to also go to Atlanta. I was at Clark, Atlanta, for the kickoff of homecoming, which was amazing.
Okay,
and so yes, we have been all over. But you're right, the family has come together both because we're confident in her and her abilities and what she would do, but also that's our family. So she's put herself forward for this immense responsibility. We are not going to let her do this alone.
And it's, like I said, it's just awesome how you guys have all rallied around her. And speaking of Atlanta, because I saw you went to Pastor Jamal Bryant's church. Yes, I saw you guys I saw you on the news. And how does it feel to see the community praying and, holding you guys up in prayer? Actually, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot going on out there.
It is. I have to tell you, it warms my heart and my spirit. And also just, it is energizing to know that you're not in this alone. And Kamala talks about that a lot too, and that's what I mean about her being kind of a protector and, fighting for other people. it really means something to know that you're not alone, to know that people are looking out for you. And whether it's, you know, in the community, people have been looking out for Kamala and as you said, lifting her up in prayer and really rallying and getting registered and getting out to vote and making their voices heard and showing their belief in her, in Kamala, and their desire to bring this, you know, to manifest this, right? You know, everywhere we go, whether it's in the church, you know, as you said, we've been going to the churches, you know, in Georgia, of course, and everywhere, and we grew up in the church.
Right.
But whether you see it, you know, in the church or out in the streets, people are always saying that. They're always like, not if we elect her president of the United States, when we elect her president of the United States, because people are just manifesting that this is what should happen. It's what we need it to happen. And people are willing to work to make it happen, not just by doing their own voting and their own praying for her, but to also get out there and do the work of getting other people registered and voting. So it just, listen, as a sister, it just warms my heart. It's everything. It's truly everything to see what's happening out there.
You're proud, huh?
Oh my gosh, I'm so proud. I'm so proud. I've always been proud of her, you know. I mean, she is the big sister now, you know.
Right.
I look up to my sister, my big sister. But I'm so proud of her because she's so you know, in some ways fearless, right? That when she is focused on what it is that needs to happen, she is focused on getting the job done. And and that is, like I said, she's relentless. She will not give up. And for her, that really means lifting people up, you know, and unlike the guy on the other side who is so focused on degrading people and beating people down. And, you know, if you want the honor, the privilege of being president of the United States, you need to use that platform to make positive change for everyone. And that's what Kamala has done in every single elected office that she has ever held, you know, and she's only worked for the people ever in her whole career, always worked for the people. And so she knows the responsibility and the duty that you have to serve people when you have the privilege of having that role.
Wow, this has been so enlightening, and again, I got a big smile on my face because again, I'm literally could be talking to the first sister from the first family. And I know,
well, we definitely. No, you go ahead, Yolanda.
I was going to say, and I know people are going to like, first sister. You know, it has to go. You have to understand the dynamics of that.
On every level. Exactly. On every level, right?
Exactly.
On every level.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you giving this time because the stakes in this election are so high, Yolanda, and we are literally in a fight for our country's future, and we could not have two more different views of America and the future of America than we have with Kamala. Kamala really offering this new way forward for everyone, a vision where everyone can see themselves and everyone can prosper, because that's who she is and who she's always been. She's always been about everyone, where anything is possible for everyone who's willing to work hard to achieve it. And we know so many people are out there working so hard every day, trying to get ahead for their families and their communities. And we need somebody in the White House who's going to work with folks to get ahead and not, you know, continue to try to divide us. You know, Kamala grew up middle class. We grew up in a middle class community, and she has never forgotten where she's come from and who to fight for. And that's, you know, who is front and center in her agenda is, you know, hardworking folks in the middle class, because she knows that when the middle class is strong, America is strong. And we need to bring some of that, you know, into the White House and into the future.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we'll see. We definitely want folks to get out and vote, especially here in Georgia. We have early voting. So get out there, do your due diligence. Your voice is your vote. So that's what you got to do. Use your voice. Thank you.
Use your voice. And I'm so glad you brought that up, Yolanda, because early voting has started and Georgia is already breaking records. But we need people to do more because it's going to be a close election. So remind people not to forget their photo ID when they go vote. And if they need more information, to go to iwillvote.com if they need more information about being registered and voting in this very important election. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mya. Mya Harris, sister, and soon to be first sister. Thank you. Have a blessed one.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.